Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of FitzRupee Cast featuring DoW2 Retribution. Red-Rupee here with you, calling the shots as always, and as you can see, we're looking upon the fearsome visage of the brother captain of the Grey Knight Army. So you know what that means. It's time for some elite mod action, and we've got a one-on-one game today on Greentooth Gorge. Gonna dive right into it. Toilailee playing as the Grey Knights, one of the top players that's really been kind of digging into the Grey Knights, trying to figure out what they're about and how to play them. And then Mr. PhoenixLight over on the red side as the Eldar Farseer. So let's go ahead, get this game rolling. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out because Grey Knight's kind of very melee dependent. And of course the Farseer is going to be bringing some Banshees on the field, almost definitely. Yeah, we can see she's already bringing those up here. PhoenixLight, not a she referring to the Farseer, of course. And Farseer, I really feel like the perfect companion for Banshees. And of course, Banshees are going to be getting melee bonus against all of the Imperial Guard. I saw Stormtroopers and thought Imperial Guard. All the Grey Knight Strike Squad and melee squads, like, as you can see, they all have heavy infantry armor. So that power melee from the Banshees is really going to be getting some nasty, racking up bonus damage against them pretty consistently in any melee battles. It's really kind of interesting as Grey Knights because they are so very powerful, but since they're so melee-centric, they have to kind of really invest very heavily in all of their engagements. Anyways, a little silly back and forth going along here. Mr. PhoenixLight a bit out of order here as he doesn't have his, I'm assuming, Craftwood All-the-Way DLC, and instead has a little fancy custom color scheme right there. So we'll have to see if this, I guess, I don't know what chapters of the Eldar are called, whatever group of warriors this color scheme is can live up to Phoenix's expectations here, as well as the all-the-way. Anyways, a pair of Stormtroopers for Toilailee. Stormtroopers actually do pretty reasonable range damage. They're extraordinarily frail, however, so you have to be very careful. Toilailee doing a good job of kiting around on this side of the field. Both players pretty much got all their natural casts. Toilailee is going to get the VP advantage here momentarily once his brother captain, you can see on the far VP on the mini-map, gets that capture. But of course we're having the quick Banshee power push. I think actually though, with both of these Stormtroopers there, they might have to pull that out early. They'll probably get the node, but they're going to have to fall back immediately as both the Banshees and the Farseer are down right now. They might not lose any models though. Of course, they're going to have to retreat right through the Strike Squad. Farseer actually in a lot of trouble right now. She's going to have to retreat through that Strike Squad melee. Gets a nice special on retreat and saves her own skin. In the meantime, Banshee's in a lot of trouble. Farseer actually 30 HP, still might go down. Nope, looks like she's going to get away. Some Banshees taking some fire there though and losing a couple models on retreat. A nice early push there, however, by Mr. PhoenixLight. PhoenixLight has both his natural and secondary power nodes tapped, a generator on the secondary, so gonna have the advantage as far as tech goes right here. Strike Squad capturing some points along with those Stormtroopers. We already have a right lance on the field, which of course I feel like is going to be very useful as the Grey Knights are kind of dependent on getting into melee, so of course that suppression will be very useful. Interceptor squad coming on the field, essentially like an assault space marine squad, same cost, coming out, 1200 HP, and teleporter packs. They don't do the assault jump, they do an instant teleport. Of course, they don't knock down or anything like that until Tier 2 when they can get their Justicar. Strike Squad getting suppressed, but managing just barely to get out of that arc after that guide wears off on the Guardian's weapons team. And look at those Stormtroopers actually just taking her right out of the battle there. Interceptors teleport in, beat up that Shuriken. Banshee's swarming in against the Strike Squad, realizing they're kind of out of position, gonna have to get out of there. That's the entire Grey Knight force, they don't want to fight that. Taking a lot of damage there, having to fall back, losing 3 models on retreat. In the meantime, PhoenixLight just trying to get that requisition even up. You can see it's kind of 3 to 2 right here. This will be the 3rd requisition point, evened out right here. Looks like Toilailee's choosing to just go ahead and bash that generator down. He can hold that power for a little while, but probably won't likely hold it for long, so may as well destroy the generator. Not going to get enough power out of that to make it worthwhile. And double shurikens for PhoenixLight. That's going to be a big pain in the butt for the interceptors. They don't have the energy to double jump at level 1. Their jump's pretty expensive. I want to say it's 65 or 70, I'm not sure which. I wasn't paying attention to what the exact energy cost was right there. I'm surprised he retreated. He actually, I feel like, probably could have taken those Banshees out and kept them in melee, but decided instead to try to get the range damage on there. Both Stormtrooper squads right here kiting around the Farseer, who's getting herself the Armor of Fortune, which will allow her to stay on the field a lot longer. It'll give her some nice regen and give her the Fortune ability, so if she does catch herself out of position in some crossfire, she can just pop that on herself and fleet of foot on out with taking next to no damage. So it looks like Toilailee actually catching up in tech here, as PhoenixLight did tend to spend quite a bit of power here. He spent, of course, on the battle equipment aspect and double shuriken weapons along with an upgrade for his Farseer. So also only has the one generator up while Toilailee has a full gen farm. Stormtrooper's going to get pushed back by the shurikens there, and 480 to 350 right now. A nice start here by Toilailee, all things considered. Made some good pushes, lost his gens, right, or not even any gens, but lost his power rate at the beginning, but really only losing the node isn't too big a deal. He made an excellent push after that, pushed PhoenixLight pretty much back to his base and destroyed his secondary farm. And now he has a pretty solid BP advantage along with that. So both shurikens hanging out, going to be watching the middle there. Brother Captain activates his ability to mitigate some of that range damage right there. I believe we are the hammer, and he just decides to fall back in the Guardians. Nope, I was wrong. He's turning around and realizes, wait a second, I'm a Brother Captain. Guardians do not concern me. Level 2 Stronghold, going to Tier 2 Toilailee. A little ahead of PhoenixLight. I don't think PhoenixLight will be too far behind, but Toilailee will probably be able to get something Tier 2 out before PhoenixLight can really have an answer. I don't think he'll probably have enough for a Dreadnought. Well, I don't know. He's got pretty heavy power income. He's got the 3 generators plus an extra one over here on his secondary farm, so maybe we will be seeing a quick Dreadnought, and that would actually be really troublesome for PhoenixLight right now. And I don't know what's going on in chat. I can't read that. I'm an ignorant American who only knows English. There goes a quick teleport, unfortunately right into Banshees and a second shuriken. That's exactly what PhoenixLight wanted to do. And whenever you're playing double shuriken like this, and there's either assaults or teleporters, raptors, what have you on the field,
we're losing a power node.
That's exactly how you want to play it. After you take some map, fall back, get your 2 shurikens set up, have the Banshees sit right behind the first. And as soon as that jump squad jumps in there, they're going to find themselves in a world of hurt. Anyways, these Stormtroopers doing a good job kiting around. Managed to pick off a Banshee and actually hurt the squad itself pretty badly. And now staying just out of reach of that Farseer.
Readying teleporter.
Reporting enemy contact.
Guardians on the right side of the map. PhoenixLight trying to get some map back right here. Really needs to start pushing Toilailee's power though, because if he lets him keep this tech advantage, it's really going to hurt him in the end. Looks like instead of that quick Dreadnought, we can see Toilailee decided to invest in several upgrades. We've got the Mantle of Terror. The Canticle of Absolution is an AoE, does a bit of damage I think, and prevents all abilities from being used while you're in that area of an effect. So that'll really be effective against shutting down Farseer and the Banshees. Warp Spires come on the field, it'll actually trap them in that position, so they won't be able to warp out. So very useful against Eldar, and there goes that disruptive teleport. Everyone teleporting in right there. I'm not sure why he used that second ability. And oh man, we can see, look at the regen teleporting all over the place. That may actually, I may have been mistaken on what the Manticle or Canticle of Absolution. Oh, so many wacky names. I don't know all of them. But man, if you just saw the regen right there, those interceptors were able to continuously teleport and do that AoE knockdown and damage. as they ran around. Brother Captain completely decked out with his teleporter pack, Mantle of Terra, and his Nemesis warding staff. There goes the ward ability right there, protecting himself. I don't believe that mitigates all damage, but it takes quite a bit of it out. You can see his HP is just ticking down by an HP or two every shot, so it's really not allowing much to happen.
Points remaining.
Guardians are here.
So Canticle of Absolution may actually, I may have gotten my abilities mixed up. It looks like any friendly units in that area of effect rapidly regen their energy. Yeah, we can see right there, already back up to full. However, those interceptors caught in a levitation field. Doesn't matter how many times they can teleport because they were stuck in the air. Always wondered why levitation keeps them from teleporting. I could see it preventing most squads from getting out of there, but I feel like they could just hit a button and roll out. Anyways, Banshees and a couple Shurikens causing some hurt right here, locking all of this melee down right now. It doesn't matter if they're not taking damage because they're not moving anywhere. And here comes the Banshees trying to get an extra kill or two on that strike squad. Farseer also decked out, both heroes now with full war gear out loadouts. Gravity Blade, Armor of Fortune, and the Spirit Stones. Pretty nasty combination. Allow those Banshees to get in with the levitation field, and once they take too much damage, they get healed right back up. So gonna make those Banshees ever more dangerous, coming from PhoenixLight. Toilailee going straight for tier 3. Interesting choice. I feel like a lot of players have felt that the Grey Knights are kind of dependent on their Dreadnought. Banshee's getting pushed off by the Interceptors. A disruptive teleport coming in, knocking them all down and forcing them off. The thing about Interceptors, a lot of people kind of underestimate how useful that teleport is, but most of the other jump squads, you either get a little bit of notice, and even then it doesn't, their jumps don't actually do damage. So the Interceptors, it's an instant teleport and instant damage and knockdown. So you're pretty much guaranteed to get a kill on any squad you jump in on here, because even if they retreat immediately, they're going to be knocked down and going to take lots of damage. You can see even with the levitation field there, and it looks like actually the Justifier is ignoring that. He's on the ground. Shuriken gets set up once again. 358 to 227. PhoenixLight still struggling to get those VPs in his favor. You can see both Stormtroopers now outfitted with recon kit upgrades, allowing them to cloak here. We can see both of them trying to get into a good position here. And there goes the Brother Captain teleporting right into all of it, into the thick of everything. Banshee's taking lots of hurt. Brother Captain just tanking away. Look at the damage he's taking. Activated his We Are the Hammer as well as the teleport, I believe, and that's why he's taking so little. Those two Shurikens, however, constantly pouring fire into the Grey Knight forces. PhoenixLight's going to lose his secondary power farm, but he's heading into tier 3. Just about caught up with Toilailee here, about 50 power behind. But going to be able to bring something big onto the field as soon as he hits tier 3, probably. PhoenixLight not getting any tier 2 units at all. Same with Toilailee. Both players pretty much upgrading their current squads, upgrading their heroes, investing a lot in their heroes, so it's going to be very important for them to keep their heroes up throughout these battles, as they have invested so much war gear into them. Stormtroopers now behind both Shuriken weapon teams. Banshee's going to be in hot pursuit, however.
Go ahead, sir.
Guardians still on capping duty,
Order, sir.
and Interceptors jumping right in on the Banshees and doing terrible damage. Oh my goodness. Banshee Exarch goes down immediately, and look, the Interceptors just took, what, maybe 300 damage right there. That's it, and I think they had already taken a little bit anyway, so that probably wasn't even all from the Banshees. Shuriken's moving back into position right here. Those Interceptors, so long as the Brother Captain gets up here once again, gonna be causing some serious trouble to those Guardian weapon teams. Both the Brother Captain and the Interceptor squad gonna be very useful. got strike squads upgraded with their psi cannon now, doing some pretty solid range damage with that. That psi cannon does maximum damage to all types. There goes the Canticle of Absolution. Brother Captain very low, but the Banshees know better than to stick around. Oh my goodness. The Interceptor jumps right into the base, almost takes out that Shuriken, goes for a second jump and finishes it off. Oh man, what a nasty play by Toilailee. PhoenixLight not happy about that one. Oh, that double jump from the Interceptors. So difficult to deal with. We'll have to see if that's intentionally that powerful or not, but it seems like so far this game it has been singly effective. Terminator's already on the field. Getting the levitation field, however, though. Psi Cannon from the Strike Squad doing heavy damage to the Banshees, however, though they can't stick in and continue beating up those Terminators. Farseer using that levitation field very effectively. But it looks like, oh, we've got a Fire Prism on the field already from PhoenixLight. And that is actually, I think, going to be very effective here. Grey Knights, kind of, everyone's been calling the Grey Knights have a problem with vehicles, especially with tanks in Tier 3, and Toilailee really doesn't have anything to deal with it at all. It's got a very heavily effective anti-infantry army right now, but doesn't have anything to deal with that Fire Prism. One Terminator already falls. And Toilailee's gonna, you can see as soon as that came out, he brought himself a Purgation Squad. And really that's, the anti-vehicle options for Grey Knights are essentially Purgation Squads with their psi cannons. Of course, the Interceptors with their grenades. They have an anti-vehicle grenade that can snare and disable. I don't believe that it's anywhere near as long as, say, the Haywire Grenade's effect. But it is a pretty reasonable snare, so that combined with the psi cannon might be able to take out that Fire Prism. PhoenixLight actually still has plenty of resources left, though. We could probably bring something else on the field relatively soon here. Interceptors getting caught out of position. They just teleport at point blank, knock those Banshees down. No minimum range on that teleport, apparently. Canticle going down again, allowing them to get some more teleports. And man, that thing just instantly fills up everyone's power bars right there. Farseer getting pushed off. Luckily, Terminators do not teleport via energy. They teleport with a constant cooldown. And a second Fire Prism coming on the field for PhoenixLight. Not hesitating to take advantage of the Grey Knight weakness as far as anti-tank goes. A couple warp gates going up right here. Of course, we had the one right here, but the second one going up on the far VP. 65 points, however, in a triple cap against PhoenixLight right now. Not looking good at all. A Librarian coming on the field for Toilailee. Not sure if that was the best investment. Honestly, I still kind of feel like Toilailee should have gotten that Dreadnought and at least maybe tried to use that to control the Fire Prism and keep it from moving out from the base pretty much at all. That Dreadnought Melta is very, very powerful for the Grey Knights, of course. And look at these twin Stormtroopers. Toilailee, I mean, just been doing a great job of using these two squads to kind of prevent capping and harass those melee squads. Someone calling PopCap. Toilailee, just about a perfect PopCap.
Strategic point spotted here.
27 points, however, for PhoenixLight. Two Fire Prisms definitely going to be extremely useful in preventing those VPs from getting recaptured. But he's got to whittle down 283 points right now from Toilailee without losing 27, and I think that's going to be very difficult, especially with all of this crazy force out on the field right now. Terminator's waiting to get a reinforce right there. And another warp gate web away. Another web away going up on the natural VP for PhoenixLight. Fire Prism, and oh man, it looks like we've got the Armor Visurion on the field because there goes a time field, slowing down the majority of Toilailee's army. You can see Librarian. Oh, I see what his plan is. So the Librarian here has the Codicum Aeternum, which allows him the Shroud ability, so he can sneak around these Purgation squads. So what he was trying to do was get these purgations in position to get some rear armor hits on those fire prisms. However, they're retreating through some banshees, and PhoenixLight pulls away at the last second. Man, one getting turned to bits there anyways. And all is quiet for the time being. Game suddenly kind of at a standstill here, as Toilailee kind of contemplates how he's going to approach this dual fire prism menace right now. You see PhoenixLight just parking one on both the middle and Toilailee's natural VP right there. 208 to 27.
Stormtroopers reporting ready. Stormtroopers reporting ready.
You can see the Stormtroopers have their sergeants now, so they will be able to detect those webway gates once they spot them. Fire prism going down right there, firing into the middle of the interceptors. It looks like they still don't have their grenades. I'm surprised Toilailee hasn't upgraded that. I'm assuming with that Brother Captain's ability that they'd be able to teleport, drop some nades, teleport again, and really be a headache for the fire prisms. PhoenixLight, wow, now bringing a Seer Council onto the field. This is going to be a real problem, I think, for the Grey Knights. Farseer, Seer Council, Banshees, and a pair of Fire Prisms is not going to be friendly at all. Look at them annihilate that Brother Captain. He teleports out. Needs to get out of there right now if he wants to live. I'm not sure what Toilailee's plan is. He's pushing way too hard. And down he goes. Seer Council getting a nice sync kill there on the Brother Captain. PhoenixLight doing his damnedest to bring this game back into his control. And he may just do it. 133 to 27 here. These fire prisms proving very effective right now. Toilailee admitting right now he's not quite sure how to handle this. Seer Council charging in. That might be a bit too much for them to deal with right now, though, even with the Fire Prism support. And look, the Librarian and Terminator shred through them. Those Grey Knight Terminators not as effective against vehicles, but pretty useful against the infantry. They do splash damage and everything else. The orbital bombardment going down on the fire prisms, I'm not sure if that's going to be any good. Oh no! And his own Terminator is caught in it. The last living Terminator of the squad is in lots of trouble right now. Oh, and it does kill him. Oh no. Yes, the Terminators are down. The Brother Captain is down. And Banshees are harassing the power. Really, not really any point in doing it at this point. Toilailee has 600 power. PhoenixLight should kind of have an idea that if he's had 2 full power farms up the entirety of this game, really no point in bashing the power at this point. Librarian taking lots of fire. He needs to retreat. That Seer Council's barreling down towards him, and that Fire Prism's doing heavy damage, hitting each shot directly. I'm not sure if he counts as a super large unit because he is in Terminator armor or not. But very unfortunate. That might be it. Toilailee losing the game here in these last few minutes. Had a stranglehold on the VPs, pushing PhoenixLight around the map all over the place. But suddenly 94 to 20 and looking grim for Toilailee indeed. Seer Council came out, finished off that Librarian. Brother Captain's hanging around now, gonna push up and probably teleport in on that Shuriken weapons team over there. In the meantime, the majority of the Grey Knight forces are over here with the Farseer. Knocked her down, but she still managed to finish the cap, triple cap against Toilailee, and a time field going down. Going to buy the Farseer some time. However, those purgation squads are going to start pouring side cannon fire right into her. Brother Captain managed to push off everything on this side of the map, but there's a warp gate right there anyways. And second purgation squad coming onto the field. Toilailee not quite sure how to handle the fire prisms. I'm not even sure if this purgation squad's a good idea because those fire prisms are just going to constantly knock it over. He needs to get the interceptor anti-vehicle grenades. Oh man, and a couple quick shots of the fire prism almost obliterates a squad there. A squad of Inquisitorial Stormtroopers. And it's not looking good. VP is frozen at 27 to 20. Seer Council causing some trouble wherever they go and knocking Stormtroopers all over the place with that combat lead. Banshees and Farseer popping out right here, activating the levitation field. Perfect play by PhoenixLight, and that's going to force Toilailee off right now. Banshees fall back. Fire Prisms, however, blasting into there. Toilailee did use a flame strike right there, however. And Purgation Squad finally getting some hits in on that Fire Prism. If only that Interceptor Squad had had their anti-vehicle grenades, they would have knocked out at least one of those Fire Prisms. Oh, and an Altark drop combined with Fire Prism Fire going to take out that Interceptor Squad. One Fire Prism goes down, 17 to 20. It's still anyone's game, apparently. I was ready to call it over. Altark on the field. Gonna be able to get some caps in. Interceptor Squad is down, however. Strike Squad on the field at level 4. Guardian's gonna get the cap over on this side of the map. Altark running to the far VP. Toilailee has to get over there and intercept that. Another Purgation Squad coming onto the field. And it looks, I don't know, it looks like that might actually be it. With the Farseer and then the Altark out there, you're not going to win a capping war. Farseer does get knocked off the point, however. Levitation field getting activated. However, the brother captain, I guess, immune to any effects with that. Oh man, what is that ability? The ward ability. I'm still trying to learn all these, so bear with me as I hesitate through all the Grey Knight abilities. However, Toilailee didn't quite do it fast enough to get the VPs. And man, Fire Prisms apparently the way to go against Grey Knights. Grey Knights have such a difficult time kind of dealing with those long-range mobile vehicles. And PhoenixLight did not hesitate to take advantage of that ability to do so. That's going to be the game. Hope you guys like the Grey Knights. PhoenixLight proving once again he's no slouch when it comes to Eldar. And Toilailee getting a little outplayed there at the end. Anyways, before I ramble on and make the end of this too long, as I always do, feel free to subscribe, comment, like the video. I always appreciate it. This is Red-Rupee. I'll be catching you guys next time.